Wow. I don't tell if this is streaming. Is it streaming or what? Let's see. Go back to me. Doesn't seem like it. Don't know. Let's go back to me. Your channel. Oh, guess we all have. Cool. Cool beans. Sometimes figuring out this software is still a pain in the ass. Oh yeah, I just say that. So, this weekend I did a whole lot of different things. I was doing some stretches to just move the body around, keep the joints moving, all that other crap. I also went to a tattoo expo, which was interesting because, go around, of course, they're all pitching you, hey, would you like a tattoo, da-da-da. And I can't do it because of the chemo. How come my blood sugar, risk of getting infection, all this other stuff. I got so much going on that I really wanted to, but I couldn't. But I took my parents in there. Which was interesting because they didn't want to go. I took them in there and we had fun. We just did a Facebook stream of different times our weekend. I was playing around a lot with the cameras. Anyway, let me see if I can find it. But when I went to the oh, damn it. That's what I do all the time. When I went to the event, I don't know where I'm going with that. Give me a second. I'm in the middle. I'll tell you what, multitasking with the chemo meds is not that easy. Your browser. Let's go with this. Setting it up for you. Hold on. Hold on there, party people. Let's see if that works. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe. There we go. Yeah, so this is my Facebook page, if you don't know. I used to keep it private, but because of the cancer stuff that I'm going through, I decided to open it up. Mainly because maybe somebody can gain something from this, my journey. But I also, because I'm starting to talk more and more about the journey. Example being, I went to this Ink Masters. This is my dad, by the way. I call him Pop sometimes. I call him Mr. Moustache because of his mustache. Which he's had that thing for nearly 50 years. Actually, there was one time that he shaved it that I know of growing up, but only one time. And if you've ever had a beard or a mustache, you guys know what I'm talking about. It kind of gets irritated and trying to maintain all that stuff. I've done it and tried to grow. I can't last that long. Not that long. Not 50 years. But anyway, over the weekend I was just trying different things with there's a external microphone that I got for my cell phone. Was trying it with that in my hangar, which is where I'm doing my my Jeep build. My other was in there testing it. We started cleaning up. That's this thing right here. We started testing and cleaning up and testing different videos and stuff like that. Then anyway, the chemo caught up with me, and I ended up taking a break. I did a live stream on Facebook from the tattoo event. Yeah, I'm bouncing around, sorry. I did a live stream. This one was pretty funny. This was at Texas Roadhouse, but we got into talking about the whole mustache, and then we came up with how would we promote, or how to go viral with videos and whatnot. Granted, I'm not doing any of that stuff right now, but with my dad's mustache, we're like, what'd be funny is, like, as a family, we all go in there with a mustache like his. Maybe we have a prosthetics. We talked about. See that mustache? It's huge. Oh, hold on, let me back it up. Anyway, we were talking about ideas for like a viral video if we did one. Yeah, the one was, let me get back to where it has his mustache. Oh, anyway, I was just trying stuff. There it is. See, we were playing with it, all that crap. Anyway, that mustache just shows dedication. How much dedication it is to keep that thing, man. And he always gets compliments on that thing. Like, when we talked about, well, what if what if one day you wake up and half of that's gone? Do you shave the other one off? Or do you get a fake prosthetic mustache because it's been his life? You know what I mean? For so long. I did, how long was this? Maybe 35 minutes of just meditation. I did another at least 35 minutes of stretching. This is after waking up, and a lot of the stretching stuff that I was talking about, which somehow I want to work it into doing these videos. Right now, like I said, I'm just bouncing around, trying to get used to doing videos, trying to figure out what to say. Showing off my belly. Talking about life. Trying to figure out if, when I start to interview other people, because some of my goal is to interview other people in their journeys. Because eventually I want to transition this not from me doing my video, me doing the videos, whatever, but hearing other people's stories and how it could either relate to real life or the cancer related or and so on. I think it would be kind of neat. Basically, my apple is my lunch. I still have the coffee. I had kind of a late breakfast, and again, it's chemo day. My weight was been floating around, kind of dropped a little bit, went all the way down to 152. I normally weigh myself in the mornings when I get up. Get my day started. Oh yeah, so this is like setting up, trying stuff in the hangar. This is trying stuff with the bills. I'm pretty sure people get annoyed with me on my Facebook. This is one of the bike builds that I have. Back on the pets. Oh, I also started rehashing some of my past. Going through things I've been through and things I've done and all that. And man, if one day I'm going to do a video about this, but long story short, at this point in time, I only had $4 to my name. And these kids were Yeah, there's a long story with it. It's with a startup that I was doing. I only have $4 in my to my name, and I was sitting at the Starbucks watching these kids sell Girl Scout cookies, and I was like, oh man, seeing the dads over there. My kids were in Japan. I was here, and I just felt so bad for the kids because I was like, man, you're around your kids. I had been away from mine for a while already because I came back to the U.S. to do a startup, and I was like, can't you should participate with the kids. They were on their phones, and I was just like, man, that's just so wrong. This is a bonding moment, learning moment for the kids and the dad. And you're just sitting there on your phone, not helping them out. So I was like, it just so happened when I was doing the startup, I was living out of the RV. There's a long story with that. Living out of the RV, I was in Austin at the time. Had no AC, had to sell the generator to pay for gas. So I had none of that. The shower was taken out because we had to revamp this whole RV. This is actually the RV that we did. Let me see. There. Still crappy. Let me see if I can move it over. Move it over, bacon, or something leaner. So this is a RV that I did with my dad to promote the business, the website stuff that I was doing. Basically, that website was supposed to be a competitor with Facebook and Craigslist and a couple other things. It had a classified, had dating, had friends connection, all that stuff. And looking at it now, I had found my old business proposal and all the other crap, or when our business proposal, all that stuff, to when I went to pitch the idea. Anyway, looking through it, I still think it would work, but I don't know if I have the energy to do that. I want to focus on my current job and the cancer stuff that I have going on, so probably not going to happen. But anyway, I came back with like $40 to the U.S. That's all I had. And first thing, my plan was to get an RV and travel across the U.S. and promote, meet people in different cities and set up people in each city to help promote, build it and all that, be part of that community. So that's where this RV came in the picture, and I was able to raise some money. I don't know if it has. I was able to raise. I wanted to show a picture. Oh, it was on my drive when I was walking through it. It may be in here. It may not. I don't know. That's an episode 2. I want to put this story together because it's kind of interesting. But basically, long story short, I was down to my last $4. I wanted to help these kids sell. I don't think that was them, but I wanted to help these kids sell their Girl Scout cookies. And so I was sitting there thinking, man, I was like, how could I help help these kids get through that? Because I was like, again, the dads were just on their phones, and I was just like, so it just so happened when I was, for the candy thing, the business stuff that I was doing, I had bought these just costumes, man. Batman costume. I had Batman, Robin. I had the Mario Brothers. I had this crazy mohawk thing, and my thought with that was, how could I just spend a little bit of money? These things cost what? I don't remember. I think I got them for like $15 a piece or something like that. And sometimes I'd get in the RV and I'd drive around with these costumes because, like the biggest thing about trying to promote any business is how much attention can you get and so on. So anyway, I talked to these guys and I was like, hey man, I got these. First I asked if I could help out, and they're like, well, we're not allowed to because of some kind of contract deal that they have with Starbucks. So I was like, all right, went back in and sat down. Granted, like I said, I only have $4 to my name. And I was like, I looked at the boxes of the candies, of the cookies. Of course, and it was $4. And I was like, that's all I got left of my name at the time, right? I'm sure, I could have pulled a rabbit out of my butt and got money somehow, but I was I was like, I didn't want to borrow from people or anything like that. I'm not like that. Anyway, so I I was like, came up with this idea. It's like, why don't I go dress up as Batman? Come back and help them sell the cookies. I'll spend that last $4 that I have, and I'll buy the cookies and sit there and eat them outside and right next to them on the table, and just tell everybody that these are some good cookies. You guys got to buy them. So I'm not helping them sell them. But and I was like, when you're selling an item, I was like, what's the hardest? It's hard to sell when you're not happy, or when you're trying to sell. Usually, it's the hardest time to sell. But if you're happy and just having fun, that's usually the time you sell things. If you're just enjoying it, people want to be a part of that thing. And I don't know. There's just something about that. When you feel happy, make somebody laugh, and they forget about things or troubles or anything like that. So I'll back this up a little bit. So a buddy of mine in Dallas, I was rolling through Dallas from Oklahoma. He gave me this guitar. It was a 1917 Gibson. He basically, it's an old Navy buddy of mine, pretty much one of my best friends. And his family and my family were connected on a whole another level, because his wife is Japanese, his kids are half, mine are half, about the same age. We were in the Navy together. Even there's a story for that, man, but I'll have to tell that another time. But anyway, his dad passed away, left him this guitar. He's like, I don't play the guitar. My dad left this to me. He's like, I know you don't have any cash, so here's this guitar. If you need to sell it, you need to raise money or whatever, here's this guitar. And I was like, man, I was really humbled with it. But knowing my situation where I was at, I was like, I couldn't turn it down. But I was like, man, I'm not going to sell this thing if I don't have a story to tell. If I don't have a story to tell, I'm not selling it. I don't care. Like, sure, maybe I need the money, but it has to have some kind of meaning behind it. So anyway, back to the story. So when I got down to Austin, this is from from Dallas, or I drove down from Oklahoma, Dallas, Austin. Once I got down to Austin, first thing I did was put that thing on Craigslist. Not that I wanted to sell it again. It's just like I wanted to have a backup contingency just in case something did happen, and I did need the money. I was okay for a while. I think at the time I had maybe $300 in gas, or $300, and I had plenty of. That was plenty of money, I think, to keep the gas, keep it rolling in the RV, as long as I didn't drive around too much, because the RVs just suck the crap out of gas. And it cost maybe $100 to fill that thing. That was back 2014 to fill it up with gas. Anyway, so I had put that thing online. I'd already been down there about a week, 2 weeks. And this is the kind of ending spot for this, where I was at the Starbucks looking through the change. My battery died. That was another thing too. My battery died, and I had some extra batteries in it, and that's what I was using, keeping the thing going. But anyway, I ended up draining the battery. Couldn't start it. Had to get jumps all the time. And so back to this story. Long story short, this, let me see if I can find the picture of it. Long story short, as soon as I sold those cookies, I got an email. I sat down to eat the cookies. And I got an email, and it was somebody interested in that guitar. And it just so happened, Austin, Round Rock's a pretty big area, so it's kind of big city. Anyway, big city, and it just so happened this lady was, or the person that was interested in it, which is that girl that I just did the quick video of, she was 5 minutes away. That's it. I got her name, which I'll post later. But I was like, even if you're interested in the guitar, you got to be able to play it, or I'm not gonna sell it to you. And like in the email, I replied to her and I was like, hey, I'm at this Starbucks. If you're really interested, come by. She's like, sure, I can be there in like 5 minutes. And I was like, okay, cool. Just look for a guy dressed up as Batman, sitting at a Starbucks. So imagine that, man. You're going to buy some crazy guitar, and then you meet some guy dressed up as Batman sitting outside of Starbucks. And long story short with that, she played some songs for us. It made I kind of put her on the spot by doing this recording. The kids were happy. They started selling like mad because they were just, when you have fun, that energy just changes things, man. You can sell a wet paper bag, man, if you have the right energy. But it ended up, so she ended up buying the guitar. And I left there with not worrying about money. So I guess my point with that whole thing was, you could be down and out, man, in your worst situation, and everything's just how you look at it, your perspective on it. I could have been, having just $4 to my name. It's like, man, I gotta eat. I'm worried about that. And what I did was, I just put my faith in God and was like, hey, it'll work out, man. If you keep those positive vibes going, you know what I mean? If no matter what your struggle is just look at the bright side of things. And I don't know how to explain that. I see there's the RV way. Oh, you can't see this picture. RV's way in the back there. I was stuck there for a while. And there's so many stories it would be cool to share with you guys about just different journeys in general, man. At least some of the journeys that I've been on, because they're pretty amazing. And you just don't. This is another one, man. Same trip. This is before. I had $100 to my name at this time, and I had a blowout. I pulled into a Starbucks and I had a blowout, and I'm going. I have no jack. I have a spare tire, but I have no jack. No way to get this tire off. And just so happened, I looked across the street, and there was a tire shop. So I went over there and talked to that. Anyway, that's for another time. I can't keep it going too long, but man, there's all kinds of stories with this thing, and stories was just they're good stories but they're good stories, but they were struggles. But the struggles are only as complicated again as you make it. You know what I mean? Like this is an interesting thing. I met that guy Wapam Gundam style in Japan. And this is like me again. This is me just going through some of my past. Going, these are all the hard drives I have, computers, all that crap. Trying to see if I can put it all together, and doing a lot of stuff on Facebook. But that's figuring out how to make this stuff work, and figuring out this journey and how to put all this stuff together. And I can sit here and bitch and complain about my cancer, but why? I have lived a good life, and I have a great job, great people that I work with. Family's good. Thing that sucks probably the most is my kids are in Japan and I'm here in the States. But I do talk to them daily, try to anyway. And do video calls and all that. So, so man, if I can figure this whole thing out and put this whole storyline of some stuff that I want to share, you'd be pretty interested, man. It'll be pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. It's not Not your typical, well, maybe it is. I don't know. Typical way of promoting, sharing my events. This is my buddy. I shared a video about my other buddy just passing away pretty recently, which kind of put a little bit of life in perspective for me. Put it back into perspective to know that our time here can be limited. So, well, we all have an end date. That much we know. We all have a start date, end date, and it's all what you make of it, man. With that being said, I gotta cut it here because I gotta get back to work and prepare for a meeting. But yeah, stay in touch, everybody. Like and I say subscribe. Pop in and check out what I'm doing every now and then. You may watch my growth on this thing. You know, I don't have very many followers, but maybe doesn't matter. People that do follow matter. Actually, even people that don't. With that being said, cheers, peace, and hope you all have